Hello everyone, welcome to a new part in this series. In this video we'll be setting up character customization. So let's add some render textures. I'm just going to add them here. And because I use HDRP, I do need to change this to this one. There we go. That's simply because I use HDRP. If you don't, you don't need to do that. I'm going to up the resolution as well, otherwise it just looks not good. Then we have 3 of them, and all cameras need one, so really doesn't matter. Which one did I put where? Okay, and then player is going to be 1. Fine. There we go. When it comes to anti-aliasing, they'll all have the cheap one, which is completely fine for Cinti in my opinion. And then when it comes to background type, we're going to do color, and then make it alpha, transparent. Not really sure what is going on here. Okay. And then when it comes to what they display, it's just going to be nothing, and then default. There we go. If you are using HDRP and it's not transparent for you, by the way, make sure to go to edit, project settings, HDRP, and then on all of them you need to change the color buffer format to this. High fidelity has it by default, but most likely high fidelity is not the default you'll see, and you need to change it for all of them. So if you let the player control graphics settings as well, it'll always work, because if it's not in this color buffer format, you won't have transparency with HDRP and render textures. Sweet. I think that's pretty much it for this view. I think we can go back to our UI now. There we go. So once we select new game, we'll get to this panel of character customization, and we're going to create panels inside of that just to make things easy. So they'll all have canvas groups. I'm adding that straight away so we can actually mess around with it. I'm going to turn this off by default so I never forget to turn it off. And yeah, this doesn't need to be visible. Don't need an actual visible background. And then render texture, or raw image, sorry. I think I can match the exact resolution 2000 by 2000, which obviously is really dumb of me because I can't, but we'll just scale it down because it's not literally 4K. So raw image, and we'll drag in this one, and we'll drag in I think it was 2 for female. I know, I made a weird choice there. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. I'm going to scale them down a tiny bit so they actually fit next to each other, because again, it's not actual 4K. Cool. Going to keep it like this. I think we'll see what it looks like in play mode. Otherwise, I will add a background. Okay, maybe I should just do that from the start. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then these will be the buttons as well, so we'll add button to this. These will be the buttons, and then yeah, no, cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's just add text to it. I don't know if we even need to name this. I think it's, but you know, 800, yeah, that's fine. 200. I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what these are, but okay. Copy, paste. Not sure why it's not in exactly the same space. Female. There we go. Yeah, let's just copy the. I think normally that should have just copied over, right? Copy components, paste component values. There we go. Exactly the same space. And then we just need that title for like selection inside of the panel. 1200, it's big enough. 200. Choose white, and there we go. It's not pretty, but it does the job. But definitely make this look nicer. So if we look at what this looks like in game mode, just to make sure that they actually fit with the animations, that's all cool. You saw that brief moment where they do that weird effect with the legs and stuff. We can easily turn it off. So on the characters, by the way, that won't happen when you actually it won't happen anyway, because that happens at the beginning of the scene. So once we get to the point where you create the character, that won't happen. But just to avoid any of those issues, just turn off all of these things. We'll do it on the player as well, to make sure the player doesn't have those issues either. Cool. So yeah, that's it. So let's now make these buttons. So raw image, button. We'll use the game creator button, by the way. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. It doesn't work. And the normal button does work. Okay. Not sure why, but that's interesting. So we do need to make sure that when it comes to this, that it's all just normal white, so no color variations. It's actually really important, because otherwise it's just gonna look a bit weird. And we'll just add a border to it, basically. And then, you know, if you hover over, we'll have a border that highlights your selection. I think that's a better approach. Disabled is not relevant, we're not using that. Yeah, I do think that's a better approach. I've had some weird experiences, by the way, with adding buttons on multiple, editing multiple, like where it just takes over values and it does a bit weird. So that's why I'm really doing it like this. Just a bit of strange experiences. Cool. So now when we hover over, etc., by default nothing will happen, and that's completely okay. So we'll add event triggers. There we go. You can't edit multiple, which is fine. And then we'll do pointer enter, pointer exit, and that's it. And we'll add a button here that says continue, so that once we select, it's not going to straight away load it, so you can still change. I do like that. I think that's a nice touch. And now these just literally need a UI image 2000, was it 2000? Sure why this happens, it's really annoying. And then for both, let's find a border. Parts. I think I added a border myself somewhere. Can't remember if I did. I think a panel border. Yeah, I think this is mine actually. I'll share it in the description. It's just a really simple border in Photoshop. I think this was mine, or it wasn't mine. I think I added one. Can't remember if it was this one. But otherwise, you know, I don't know. Bottom one border. Yeah, that's way too big. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Yeah, I think this was mine actually. Yeah, it's mine, but it doesn't really scale right. So I'll add a better one in the description so you can actually have a good one, in case you don't have something like this. So there we go. We'll just add it like this. So by default, for this we will just do. No, we'll do canvas groups as well. Never mind. So they're not interactable, so let's do that first. By default, they're turned off. And then we'll create some events here, some actions. Enter group. To avoid any delays, I am completely turning off duration. Otherwise, you can have some weird delays with the whole hovering. Not really a fan of that, so that's why I'm completely removing any. And yeah, let's just drag these in and load it. In case you're trying to follow this and you're using Game Creator 2 instead, and you're like, hey, I can't do this with Game Creator 2 actions, that is correct, but Game Creator actually has triggers for this. So you don't need to use event trigger, you can just use normal triggers. And there's like an enter exit trigger for Game Creator 2. So in case you're wondering and you're following along with that, slightly different the way this works, but you can just use Game Creator triggers. Cool, and execute. And yeah, let's make sure they're the right ones. So these ones obviously need to do this one. Sweet. Let's have a look at how this works, if it's all alright, and then we can continue. By the way, if you don't like the lighting, if you think it's too dark or something like that, you know, that's completely fine. I added canvas groups, didn't I, with interactable? It's because the entire thing isn't interactable. Sorry, guys. I was really confused for a moment. I was like, why is this not working? But it's because the entire thing isn't interactable, which is really dumb of me. Sorry about that. So we need to turn it on. My apologies. Cool. So yeah, as you can see, that works. We don't have any actions yet, but you know, it's really basic. We make a selection, and then it's going to, once we press, it's just going to add a button here for continue, and that's it. So let's just pick one of those buttons. I think the return one, position wise, was pretty good. Copy, paste as child. Okay, obviously it's not going to get along with it, but that's fine. Text, continue. Canvas group. So yeah, we can already keep this actually. So it's just going to go for the next one. We'll create a next one in a bit, but we can already drag in our current panel. And panel gender, there we go. And it's going to turn that off. which is what we want, and then it'll need to turn on the next one, but we'll do that in a bit. And then the next thing we need to do as well is once we press these characters, we need something to happen, of course. So let's create some actions. Actions press. Let's do game object, so variable game object, and then we'll need to load in player model constant. We can go to our prefabs folder and select this one, and group of the image, no, of the button. Where's the button? Button return. Let's rename that as well to continue in a bit. No duration, and the reason I'm doing no duration on this one, it needs to make sure that, because otherwise once we press it's going to have a little fade, really weird. So yeah, there we go. And this is the button for continue, not return. Perfect. So that does mean that by default this one is turned off. There we go. Once we press, it's going to load this model, turn on the button, and then let's duplicate this, drag it in here, and then this one is going to do the opposite. It's going to do the female model. So make sure you select the female model, not the preview ones for both, because the preview ones already have the hairstyle fixed on them, and we don't want that. So yeah, that's it. And then we can do another one, so that's going to be hairstyle actually, and then let's find the right ones. Let's collapse some stuff here. That's an important attachments. Where's hair? So this is the female, so hair female, we just had one. And then copy this over. Should have done that straight away, sorry about that. And then for the male, it's male 4 for some reason. Cool. So we're gonna load those like this, and the reason for that is on the player we want to be able to swap real easily, and this is the way to do that. So actions press, and then actions execute, press, actions execute. There we go. Cool. Sweet. So that's the panel gender. Should be fine. We'll test it in a bit, and then we'll do another duplicate here, and this is going to be panel customize. Awesome. We'll keep one raw image. I'll keep it on this side, so I'll keep this one. And yeah, we can get rid of that that text that says female. There's no need for that. And yeah, this is not going to be a button, so we can get rid of this as well. There we go. Get rid of those actions. They're not important. And then the text will be, instead of choose, will be customize. There we go. So just want to make sure this works, so we'll test it out. So the raw image is going to be the raw image of the player. So render texture 1, I think it was. Really did a weird thing with these orders. Cool. So that's the player one. And then what we need to do is in the gender panel, when we press continue, yes, we need to load up customize to 1. We can do a short delay, short transition. It looks cool, I guess. Does it? I don't know. I'm just going to remove it. Never mind. And the important thing here is definitely model, so character model, character player. Okay, why can't I drag that in? Character player, there we go. Prefab, global variable, player model. So it's going to load the choice selection we made. And then we're going to do attach, character attachment, same character, player. It's going to attach to head. Where's head? There we go. Head, global variable, hairstyle. And that's it. Shouldn't have to change any of the values here. That should all just perfectly work. So yeah, let's try that out. So customize for now. I'll just turn it off like this, and let's see if this works. Okay, so we have these choices. So male, I'm going to switch to female now just to make sure that they get loaded in right. Continue, and yep, there we go. And this is the player. It's not the same model, but the point is that it looks like the same model. Sweet. Okay, cool. That's pretty much that. So we can now just disable this one, and we're only going to work with the customize one for now. Awesome. So in the customize, we'll need a couple of options here. So yes, it will basically just be a bunch of buttons, really, that allows us to to change a couple of things. So UI text. Oh, let's switch to scene view. Let's do skin color. And I actually don't know about this pack, so some packs have that pre-set up with materials. I don't know if this pack does that as well, so we'll have a look. I hope they do, because it's just gonna save us some valuable time, so we don't have to do it ourselves. So again, I actually don't know if this pack does that. I haven't looked at that yet. So we'll have skin color. So let's group that properly. Text, skin color, and UI button. Where's no game creator button? There we go. And these are going to be square, 200 by 200. And yeah, I really hope I really hope these models have that set up by default, but we can have a quick look here. So let's have a look at the materials. Materials. So let's go to let's go out of this mode. No, lighting needs to be on. Let's go to one of our characters here. So okay, let's have a look. So contractor male, it's material 1A. What does 1B do? Yes, perfect. Oh, I'm happy with that. So we don't have to do anything ourselves. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool stuff. Cool. So what I will do for this, by the way, is I will set up the buttons. I will just add numbers. However, I would obviously recommend you create thumbs, like, you know, little preview images for that. I'll add one of the assets that's really awesome for this in the description. There's tons of them, but you can also just do it yourself with Photoshop, etc. But yeah, there's a bunch of assets that do that, that preview, you know, colors, that preview prefabs in a way, and you can make like small thumbnails from them. Really cool. I'm just going to use numbers simply because, you know, I don't want to waste an hour creating little previews. So the important thing here is that how are we going to be assigning a material to this one, and we need to do that on the prefabs we actually saved. So when we go to those prefabs, it's quite important, and we'll drag those into the scene. So characters, where, oh no, wait, our prefabs, of course. So we're going to drag these in, and we'll just save them from here. So on the contractor mail, we'll need a trigger, variable change, and then basically what we need to do is we need to create a variable that stores it. So I'm just going to do a number here. I think that's actually quite easy to do. So we'll just do a number. So we'll do number, skin tone. By default it's 1. I'll use 1, 2, 3 because they have 3 colors. It just makes sense. Character cost. Let's do another one for hairstyle already, just so we have it. Same thing, just a number, and we'll do, yeah, there we go. Awesome. So obviously it shouldn't be actions, it should be, should it? I don't know if that's actually necessary. So let's do material, change material. Yeah, okay, it does need to be, because we can't store the material, so it does need to be a condition instead. Cool, so we'll do a condition. If number global variable skin tone is equal to 1, then and we need to do the default as well. That's quite important, because you're allowing the player to switch between them, and if they go back to the original, they should be able to select that as well. So material, change material, and then polygon, I don't know which ones they were. Target renderer obviously is just our object itself, so that's nice. Material index can stay because it doesn't have multiple, luckily, because that actually can be annoying at times. And then we just need to select the right material, and yeah, that's going to be fun, because which one was that? I think it was just this. Yeah, okay, it was just this. Cool. Then clause, if it's equal to 2, then copy over the same, and it's going to be 1b. And then another clause, you might have guessed, if it's equal to 3, then it's going to be selecting C. There we go. Now the nice thing here is that there's no different materials for male, female, so we can actually keep that all the same. So we can copy over these conditions. So copy over, and on female, and make sure we actually select skin tone as the variable that changes here. And on female, we can add a trigger here as well. Variable change, skin tone. Conditions, let's just paste those in, paste as child, and we'll drag them in, and the only thing we need to change is simply what it affects. And there we go, that's it. Awesome. So yeah, really cool. That should be it. So apply those changes. I'll keep them in the scene for now because they don't actually hurt anything. We just need them out of the way so they don't block any of the cameras we're doing. There we go. This shouldn't be in the way of anything right now. Awesome. So yeah, this should work fine, but we'll test it out in a bit. So let's go back to 2D view. Let's go back to our customize panel, and let's use some of those buttons. Now, the pack I'm using actually does have nice square buttons. It's pretty much the nicest thing about it, to be honest. So parts. So we do have some nice square buttons. I think, yeah, I don't know. So obviously this is more kind of a borders thing, and you'd have a second image in between. Yeah, we'll use we'll work with this one. Awesome. So this button, and we only need to set up the button once, by the way. I think that's quite important. Why can't I select this? Customize, what is it? Oh, the button is there. That's so weird. I'll just call it button 01 so we can reuse the naming. So button 01, we'll do a sprite swap again, just like default. I think the default button will look like, I don't know, like, no, not this one. Is it this one? No. Come on. Everything wrong? Yeah, there we go. This, then it'll have a image in the back. So if you want to preview the actual, you know, the color, for example, or a sprite image, that should go behind it. So those borders are overlaid, because that's actually the thing that is really changing. And we'll do group, canvas group, turn off interactable, just to be sure it's not going to mess with anything. And then, yeah, you resize it so it actually, I don't know, it fits. Yeah, I don't think this actually works. This is pretty dumb of me. Yeah, I'm not really sure. This was actually a good idea. This is not going to work whatsoever. Yeah, this won't work. This won't work. So yeah, because we want to change the borders. So no, we'll do it the other way around. Apologies for this. Apologies. So we're going to the default will be just a well, in my case I'm not going to add, but basically this is where you'll add your image, and then the sprite swap is going to be about the border. So UI image needs to be exactly the same size, of course, and that's what we'll do. This perfect. And yeah, this is where you'll have your you know, your image loaded in. I'm just going to use this background thing. Is that the background one? Button 3 background? No. But 2 background actually matches better. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is where you'll add that. Sorry, really confusing all of this. Then I'm just going to do 1. 01. But yeah, basically this is the image where you can place your color or your prefab, your you know, little preview or whatever. Then on the button we are going to be changing this target graphic for the sprite. So when I think that should work. So when highlighted, we'll pick this one, and this is the selected. Cool. So highlight it and then select it. Where is selected? There was a, there we go. We're not doing disabled at all because it doesn't matter, but we'll just drag in the default for that, which I think was border. Sweet. So going to duplicate this one, put it next to it just to make sure it actually is functional. And we'll try that out because I'm not sure if what I'm doing actually makes any sense, but yeah, let's see. The whole point is basically to make it a bit easier to see what we're selecting. So this is highlight. Seems to work fine. Yeah, cool. I like this. Awesome. So let's remove this because we'll set up the actions now first. So skin tone 1, and then all it does is number global variable skin tone. Okay, and we're going to test if this actually works real time because that's the whole point. It's supposed to work real time. And yeah, let's try that out. Zero 2 and then text 03. Sweet. Okay, so what I'll do on the panel customize, so we can actually preview this. So for now, I'll just disable this one, and I'll turn on our gender panel, so we can actually preview if this works. So on the gender panel, let's select one, and then, yep, and that works. Awesome. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all it does. It works. Okay. Really cool stuff. Yeah, I mean yeah, that's it. Sweet. So it's functional, it's working, and that's all we need to know. So then let's head over to panel customize. And yeah, what we're going to do next is we're going to drag this down, and I'll just repeat it for like 3 hairstyles. That's literally it. I personally prefer, like a lot of games do that these days, where you just have access to all hairstyles no matter the gender. I think that's nice as well because, you know, I don't know, it's nice to have the same options, I guess. So we'll do that as well, and it does make our life easier. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. So hairstyle. So hairstyle, and I'm just going to set up 3 just to show you how it works. And literally all we have to do with the buttons is hairstyle. There we go. That's awesome. And then let's duplicate this again, and we'll put that here, and it's going to be hair color. Maybe a tiny bit more. Yeah, spacing seems all right. Hair color. I'm actually going to change the I'm going to change the panel of what is it, this one? No. Yeah, I'm going to change these panels actually. It actually bothers me that I can see that I can see that in the background. So we'll just use something like this. It bothers me that the play etc comes through. Cool. So for hair color, you might have guessed, we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to set up a variable hair color, just a number. Let's set up some defaults as well for everything. So hairstyle 1, 1. Cool. And then these buttons are going to do hair color. Sweet. If you want things like beards, etc., we'll just add that. If that's something you want to keep only to one gender, which, you know, I would understand. If you don't, you know, we're just going to keep it as is. If you do want that tied to a gender only, that it's even visible, I'm going to show you that as well. So what was it? Facial hair. Cool. So facial hair. Yeah, you might have guessed it. Should have done that straight away. Facial hair. Number as well. By default, it is going to be 0, by the way, meaning nothing. That's the only difference with everything else. So cool. Character cost. Facial hair. But yeah, if you only want that to be visible, if we select you know, male or female in previously, I created a parent of these objects. So important. So canvas group, then trigger on let's do on variable change. Let's do it like that. Not really sure what's going. Okay, that was weird. On variable change, player model. I'm not sure why that's popping in now. That looks really weird. So variable change, game objects, variable game objects, global variable player model is similar to prefab male. I think this should work. We'll test it out because I'm actually quite curious, but it should work fine. Group game objects. No, should be visible. The opposite, sorry. And then if the opposite is done, so female, then it should not be visible. I'm actually quite curious if this works, so we'll definitely test it out after we do everything else. Yeah, theoretically this should work just fine. For the buttons, this is facial hair, and facial hair. Cool. And yeah, that's it. That's all these buttons need to do. And now everything else we need to do is really on the prefab. So we need to set that up. So let's have a look here. So we have skin color. Yeah, I think that's it actually. I think that's it. Cool. Yeah, okay. Sorry, a bit confused. I'm just thinking what's next. But now we have to go to characters, attachments. And like I said, I want the options to be you know, to be all the same. So I am going to have hair female, hair male 4, and then we'll just add a random. It literally doesn't matter, hair female 5, whatever it is. It's completely irrelevant which ones. You can have literally add all of them. So on these, the important thing here is that we have materials as well, and Hopefully they'll have the same effect with the whole character color, with the whole color thing. So we're going to try that out. I don't need to switch from 2D mode. I just need to see if okay, so that's that. And if we go to B, yeah, the color changes as well. Awesome. So we just have 3 color options for that as well. Really sweet. Cool. Yeah, that's it. So we can just go back to the default. So what we're going to do on this one is literally the same one. So trigger, variable change, hair color, and I think we can just grab it from the, yeah, there we go. Grab it from the mail or from one of the prefabs. And base as child. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So now we just need to change this to hair color. And we're going to add another trigger here, by the way. Sorry, I forgot about that. So we'll add another trigger on enable. And the reason for that, and it's the exact same conditions, but the reason for that is we want to make sure that if we change color first, then add the hairstyle or the beard later on to the player, that the color straight away matches the color we selected. So that's why we need the on enable as well, to straight away check which color is by default selected. That's the color we're using. They're the exact same conditions, so you know it doesn't it's not a lot of extra time. We just need the extra prefab, the extra trigger. So yeah, let's go. Let's go and let's go. It's really nice that they're even the same material. Saves us tons of time here. And then we just need to do hair color, hair color, and hair color. Sweet. That's it. That's really nice. So copy, override, apply. And these are not skinned mesh renderers, by the way, so that's why this will work just fine with the triggers on them and conditions, etc. Will just work fine. So trigger, trigger. This one was on enable. Wait. I already removed it. It's really stupid of me. I hope I did select the right color, variable change, hair color. Not actually sure if I did that. I hope so. We'll find out. Let's paste those conditions in. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hair color is all good. All we need to do is a new reference object. There we go. And there we go. So let's copy this over. Yeah, it's hair color. Okay, we're good. Let's remove that. And let's enable this one. Same thing. Trigger, trigger, variable change, enable. And the reason I'm doing that here and not in prefab mode, by the way, if you're wondering, like this and instead of in prefab mode. In prefab mode, there's often actually issues with this. Dragging in conditions will sometimes not link them, even if you save it. Some actions won't save. Really weird. No explanation for that whatsoever, because I don't really see why prefab mode does that differently. It just doesn't work right. So that's why I'm doing it like this. It just doesn't work. Don't know why. It's a really odd thing. It's always been a thing, actually. So it's not just tied to this version of Unity I'm using. It's always been a thing. It's really, really strange. Cool. So yeah, we're good there. Yeah, okay. And that should be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to now I'm just going to test add the hairstyle. Where is it? Oh wow, I didn't rename them. So skin color, hairstyle, hair color. Before I get to the beard stuff, because you know we just need to make sure this works and we're good. All we need to do is hairstyle, that we need to attach it. So this is actually slightly different in that sense. Assign numbers. So yes, we do need to have an assigned number. But all we really need to do in this case is add a trigger. We'll add that here. So trigger hairstyle. So it's all grouped together. And then variable change hairstyle, then conditions. So if variable number hairstyle equals 1, then remove no attachment. Where is it? Character attachment. Character player. Damn it again. Character player. Remove, and then not left toes. Head. Then duplicate. Attach, also on the head. And we'll pick the first one. So the default, it doesn't matter what I'm going to pick here. Where's hair again? Hair mill. And yeah, I'm just going to duplicate this twice. It's just slightly faster. Then we'll copy over this. We'll drag this in. And we'll copy over this. Let's change this straight away. And we'll drag this one in. So then it's female. On this one I'll do female 1, and on this one I did female 5, I think it was. Cool. I think that was it. So basically what we do when we press these colors, press these buttons, hairstyle, it's going to change the variable number. This trigger automatically on a variable change of hairstyle, it is going to trigger these actions, because we already have an attachment. That's why I took the attachment approach. So first thing, remove it, attach something new. Yeah, and that's it. So technically this should work. Obviously there's always a chance it won't. So let's have some fun, and let's hope this actually works. So we'll start off with our selection here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pick female because I know we have some default values that are set to male. So I want to make sure it works for female. And okay, so first issue, these buttons are not doing anything. Why is this not working? Okay. I'm already really confused here. Okay, so we have an issue here. So assign global variable object hairstyle 4. That is actually causing an issue. That's really interesting. I'm not really sure why. That actually shouldn't. I'm not really sure why that creates an conflict here. Ah, okay, I get it. Sorry about that. So we have 2 hairstyles. That doesn't work. So hairstyle choice. So hairstyle choice. Let's quickly edit it like this. You can't have 2 variables with the same names. Doesn't work. Makes a lot of sense. So trigger hairstyle choice. then hairstyle choice, and hairstyle choice. Sorry about that, guys. And then the buttons obviously need to be doing hairstyle choice as well, and hairstyle choice and hairstyle choice. Apologies. Let's try this again. There we go. So female, continue, then skin tone, all fine. Then I'm going to change hair color first, and then we load in a new one. And okay, apparently it works like that. I think I selected the wrong male one here. That's why it's actually not looking as we expected to. Yeah, I think I selected the wrong the wrong one here. So wait, let's have a look. Trigger, hairstyle conditions. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't do female one. I did male one. Sorry, guys. Makes sense why I didn't. It looked so weird. Because we want to make sure this works. Because if this works, the beard works exactly the same. Because we'll just literally copy that over, duplicate those steps, and we're done. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Cool. So female, continue. So hair color, we'll change it to dark, and then yeah, awesome. Cool. So all functional. Do notice as well, by the way, that there's no beard options here. So this one, it's not visible because we selected female. So that's all working as well. So yeah, we're good. Again, if you do want those options, obviously just don't add that step. It's you know, up to you. Sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much it actually. Really nice stuff. So all we need to do is just finish this up. So we already set these things up. So facial hair. What we need to do now is we're going to copy over that trigger for hairstyle. We're going to use that as well. So let's rename this just for consistency. Facial hair. Trigger facial hair, and then facial hair numbers. So we'll actually be doing the same thing here. So let's head over here. So let's do facial hair choice just to remain consistent, and we'll add a game object, character customization, and we'll call this facial hair. Sweet. Facial hair choice. So by default, one, we'll just do one as well. One is not going to load anything. I think that's kind of the trick. And then 2 and 3 is actually going to load anything. Because if you want to be clean shaven, you can do the same with hairstyles, of course, by the way, if you want the bold option. Sweet. So 1, facial hair choice. So yeah, if you want the bald option for the haircuts, and just like with facial hair, just follow the same steps. So on the trigger for facial hair choice, on the first one in this case, we'll keep the remove. That's going to be exactly the same. I'm guessing this is jaw. It's just a guess, but I assume they're using jaw to attach facial hair. Seems to make a lot of sense to me. And then facial hair choice, if it's 2, we're going to remove again jaw, and then we're going to attach on jaw. And yeah, let's find beard 1. Okay, facial hair choice again, 3. I'm going to remove from jaw, going to attach to jaw, and beard 2. Sweet. So we do need to keep the remove here. That's obviously quite important if you do it for hairstyles as well, because you need to remove what's already there. We're just not adding anything, and that's it. So yeah, you can follow those same steps for hair if you want the player to have a bold option, which I think is actually pretty good to have. So cool. So yeah, that's that for the for these options. Now we need to do the same thing with the hairstyles. So we'll just copy over these conditions, and then we'll do beard. Wait, I just had them. Okay, there we go. Beard 1 and beard 2, and we need to do the same thing with those triggers. So you know, add 2 triggers. Conditions, there we go. So paste this child. I'm going to do it straight away again, so paste this child here. I'm going to drag these in straight away just to make sure I don't forget the reference, because that's most of the time when something doesn't work is because I forgot to reference to actions or conditions. Cool. So variable change, we'll do that here, variable change as well. Then on this one we'll do enable, and we'll do the same one here as well, enable. Sweet. Facial hair, no, wait. Hair color. So that's the thing, that's the only difference here. It's hair color. Obviously you can add another one if you want hair color to have separate options. I'm going to skip that. If you do want to add that, they're literally just the same steps. Just here, do facial hair color, whatever. I'm not going to do that. It's you know, we'll make the video a lot longer for no reason. But they're the exact same steps. So here in hair color, it will also dictate the facial hair color. And it's, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have those separate options if you want that. I'm just not doing it to save some time on this already incredibly long video. So that's it. That's the only reason I'm not doing it. If I do my own game, I would have that option, definitely. Sweet. Now as you can see, that's interesting with beards. Sometimes they can actually be 2 meshes. So as you see here, we actually have patch, which is a separate mesh. Let's make sure, yeah, materials are all the same. So we actually have 2 meshes, and that means we need to do an extra step. So we need to duplicate it again, and then change one color and change second color. A lot of the Cinti beards are set up like that. Don't know why. More customization option, I guess, because you can turn it off. So that's, you know, that's actually pretty cool. And then yeah, here again and here again, and now we need to do the same thing here. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. They're the same materials. I think I changed everything to hair color. This one has see, this one has one too many. I don't know why. That's odd. Okay. Cool, that was strange. Awesome. So let's apply, remove that, and apply and remove that. We can remove these as well now. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is one last test, just to make sure it all works. So this is the final test. So actually, no, we're not going to do that straight away. We'll just continue with how this is all going to be loaded in the main scene, and then we can test it all anyway. So let's add the continue button from our previous load. I think it was in gender. We have continue. There we go. We can just actually duplicate it, so it will be in the same spot. By default, this will just be on. There's no reason, you know, you can skip it if you want. Not everyone wants to customize their character. They might just be completely okay with the default. So we can just, yeah, we can just skip this. So we can just have it on by default. Continue. There we go. And what the button is going to do is it's going to literally just continue. That's really all there is to it. So it's going to let's do a nice fade to black for the load, just to make it look nicer. So we'll add a new canvas to our scene here. Can actually just let's add a new canvas, game UI canvas. There we go. Group as well, canvas group. We'll add an image, which is going to be black. 0, 0, 0, 0. Priority sort order needs to be 1. And by default, this is all going to be turned off. There we go. Canvas fade black. Perfect. So when we press the continue, it's going to actually only enable this one. Don't need to do anything else. Duration 0.1. Then wait 1 second, and then load scene. So in this case, we're not doing a load save game or anything because there is no save game. So we're just going to load scene, but we are going to save it ourselves. So save game using current profile, fine. And we're just going to load our scene, which I think we renamed it to 01 game, and that's it. Cool. And yeah, that's literally it. Maybe get a tiny bit more. And I just realized actually it might be nice to still have a pop-up. Sorry guys. So we'll do a small pop-up actually. So we'll do the quit pop-up with "Are you sure?" I think that's actually nice. So we'll duplicate that one. We'll do confirm character. Confirm character pop-up. Yeah, confirm character. we'll just keep it the same actually. So and then yes is going to have those actions. So again, apologies. So group fade black 0.25 on. Wait 1 second. We can do save before that actually, and then load scene. 01 game. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to do. And no is simply going to disable the confirm character. So that's still the same. Awesome. So continue. The continue button is just going to do 0.1. Turn this on. Awesome. And I think that's it. So lastly, I think we've done pretty much everything. The only thing is we have panel settings, which we didn't actually do anything with yet. So let's for now, let's just drag that down. So that's this really small panel with you know, where we have all of our settings. I think we can make it look by the way, character customization, let's I think we're good now. So customize panel gender should be on. We're going to do this from the start to test it out, of course. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to duplicate confirm character one more time, and this will be panel settings actually, and I know we already have it, but I think this looks nicer. So we'll drag all of the options here to the new panel settings. There we go. And then are you sure can go. We'll only keep a return button, so one of those two big buttons. This one. I know it's not the exact same spot, but you know, try try to match it to the same spot. It will look nicer. Return, and then make the text return as well. And then the actions, let's do that straight away. So it's simply going to disable settings, so that's perfect. We're good there. Might be a bit too much. I don't know. There we go. And then yeah, all we really need to do is just make all of these other things bigger. I don't know why, but for some reason I put them all to 0. No, not all. Okay. But they're all really teeny tiny. Let's see if there's a quick way to make them all just bigger. 1.5. Oh, let's take out this title from that. Should have done that the right way. Apologies. Slider as well. .5. I don't know if that actually will look good though. Let's check game mode. that looks okay-ish. That looks alright. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then just for the drop down, basically all of the toggles, let's drag them to this part a tiny bit, and the text all here a tiny bit. Might be a bit too small. It's fine. You can it's fine. You can change it, make it bigger. I'm just going to keep it as is. So once enabled, it all works. We'll see what it looks like in game mode. So let's turn off this panel for settings. There we go. And then the settings button obviously needs to open up this panel. And where's the settings options button? Group. Yeah, it's called options, not settings, but that's okay. Awesome, let's try this out. I think we've got everything right now. And yeah, let's give this a go. I'll turn on the music just to make sure it actually works, and we'll do maximize for once. Awesome. So options, let's straight away lower that. I don't know why the resolution is so low. Okay. Yeah, obviously this scaling like this is not pretty, so you should have done that. Should have done it a better way. Okay, we'll keep it. So we're good there. We can't really test out those other things anyway. Then play. We don't have a save game, so it's going to see that. So we'll do new game. We'll select male because I want to see if the beard options work this time around as well. We'll definitely change skin tone. We'll do hairstyle. Awesome. Hair color, and that's not working. That's interesting. The variable changes are not working. And the beard is not attaching properly either. So, damn, we need to change a couple of things here. That's really interesting. I'm a bit surprised why these are not working. Yeah, seems like they lost their connections. Okay, and the beard is not attaching to the jaw. So, it means that they're not using a jawbone, the Cinti models, which I just assumed it would be. And that's my bad, I apologize. It just, to me, it made a lot of sense to use a jawbone. So I need to see one with a beard, there we go. And I need to see what they attach it to, because that's really strange. So let's have a look. There we go. It's attached to the head as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's problematic actually, because we can't do that because we use the attach action. That's an issue. That's definitely an issue. Why is there no jawbone exactly? Head. There's no jawbone at all. There is a jawbone. Okay, it's just not in the avatar. That's interesting. So they did make one. They just didn't assign it in the avatar. So lucky, you know, that's all we need to do. We just on the head, we just need to assign it, and we're done. Really interesting that you make one and you don't attach it to the avatar. It's really weird. But cool, that's fine. That was a quick fix for the beard. then all we need to do is find out what's wrong with the what's wrong with the attachments. I think it's the wrong variable being loaded, because we had those two different ones. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be that. So let's have a look in the prefabs for Polygon Military attachments. We had hair female 1, hair female 4, and we had no, hair female 5, sorry, and we had hair male 4. Okay, so yeah, no, hair color, that's fine. Okay. That's really interesting, because when we tried it before, it worked just fine. Okay, so this one has nothing attached to it. Yeah, we weren't using this one. And this one, okay. So that's a weird one. So we'll change that. Let's have a quick look at our buttons for character customization for hair color. Our buttons are changing hair color. Okay, let's try this again. Obviously I won't do maximize, I'll do focus. But yeah, that's actually quite interesting. I'm a bit confused as to why they didn't change, because all of them should have changed. But yeah, we'll try it out, because on enable it actually did work. So that's quite interesting. Should have just so we have the hair floating there. Don't worry, that's me. I added those, so ignore that. So male, continue. So oh, okay. Okay, it's working now. So it was just a 1. Facial hair is still not actually doing anything. That is really, really, really odd. Most likely it is. Okay, it's the positioning. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we can easily fix that. So we can get rid of these now. And then let's pick one of those insurgents. Which one was it that had a beard? This one, perfect. Then we need to drag this to the jawbone. Oh, okay, prefab, unpack. Drag it to the jawbone, because I'm guessing by default they're all, no, they're not even 0 either. Oh wow, that's interesting. And yeah, these are the values. So I'm going to do a quick snip here of these values. Going to put those on my second screen so I can just copy them over. Hopefully they'll be the same for every single one of them, but if not, we can actually quite easily find out. So copy component. We'll turn this one is 7. We'll turn that off. We'll go to attachments, beard 1, jaw. Yeah, okay, so the positioning is the same. That's good. That's some good news. Happy with that at least. Then let's have a look, because they should have still attached just fine to the player. So when we go to game objects, so facial hair choice, okay, that's all fine. Then trigger, facial hair choice, oh, they're on the wrong. Facial hair choice is equal to 1. Then remove from jaw. facial hair choice equal to 2, then remove from jaw, attach to jaw. Okay, we should be good here. We should definitely be good. I'm just going to copy over those values I took from that snip. So if you don't want to do that, you can just follow mine. It's a bit, I know it seems a bit excessive to have so many, but we have them, so might as well just make it as accurate as we can. There we go. I'm definitely copying that over. That's so fast and on typing. And there we go. So yeah, we should be good this time around. Apologies, this wasn't as smooth as I hoped it would be. I'm just surprised that there is a job on him. It wasn't applied to the avatar, so yeah, didn't expect that. If that's still the case, no, it should be fine. It should be fine. We should be good. We just need to make sure that that's still the same avatar the player uses, I guess, if this is for some reason not working. But yeah, we should be good there. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, those are not working. That is really interesting. So we'll have a look at the root of we don't need the insurgents. We'll have a look at the character here. So character player, male. I'm just really confused why this isn't working. It is there. Okay, it is there. So that's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's the attach actions. I'm really confused right now. Okay, so let's super odd. Let's adjust those conditions just for this one in our thing. Facial hair, so 0 minus 0.40. Okay, that works. So the values were just plain wrong. That's it. Awesome. So that's okay then. So we can just adjust those settings and we're good. Then when we press continue, it will load that other scene. So we're not quite there yet. So all we need to do in the other scene, and let's change this straight away. So at least it's working. Yeah, really strange about the values, but we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build settings. We're going to add open scene. So we need our scene in the build settings. We're going to go to our other scene as well. And before we do that, no, that's fine actually. We'll go to this scene, our game scene. We're going to add that to build settings as well because it needs to be added because otherwise the loading won't work. And then we're going to we have our on start trigger here, which all it does is this. So we're going to set new set of actions. Model player global variable player model, then attach We should have copied those over. That's really dumb of me. That's okay. So head. Yeah, that's actually quite dumb of me. So call conditions, we'll copy those over and call conditions, then execute actions, and this will be these actions. So we'll remove these, and the reason I'm doing it this way, so first we need to make sure that the player model is loaded, that hair, beard are loaded, and then, oh, I should not have deleted those. And then yeah, these are going to be done after, so drawing the pistol, etc. It does some form of attachments as well. That's why we need to make sure the right model is first loaded. So we're going to be copying over those conditions from our main menu scene. So canvas, character customization, customize, so trigger, hairstyle, and trigger, well, that should have been beard, game, there we go. We'll just copy these over, and we just need the conditions. We don't need the actual triggers. I don't know why I put those on the player. They should have been on the on start, of course. And yeah, in these actions, we're going to be loading those conditions and loading these conditions. So what these conditions do is that on the player, they're going to we can actually do it like this. We don't need anything here. Just player attach. We don't need to remove anything. Player attach. Yeah, I don't think we need to remove. No, I think we're good. Then here the same thing. Because we're setting the model first anyway, so yeah, it shouldn't cause any issues. There we go. And then we're going to attach these, and then we're going to load the draw accents. Now it's a bit messy, apologies. Was so much smoother in my head when I set this up, but yeah, this should all work. We can get rid of the inserted male. Again, I am going to choose male here simply because of the beard. Just want to make sure the beard works. But for female, it's all the same anyway. Perfect. Let's do full screen now, just to make it look nicer. Options. Let's lower this, but not completely off, just to make sure it works. Yeah. Cool. Play. New game. Male. This skin tone. This hairstyle, this hair color, this facial hair. Cool, then continue. Are you sure? Yes. And there we go. Load it in. Just not sure about the skin color. That's the only thing I want to check. But I mean yeah, I'm not sure actually. So let's check. Everything else looks awesome. So the hair color all works. Maybe the lighting here is just different actually. It could be it. Let's just quickly check the player model. Let's turn out of focused, and let's turn in focused. Suit male model. If this doesn't change, oh, I get it. We need an on enable here as well on the models. Cool. Quick fix, and then yeah, we're done. So yeah, as you can see, pretty easy way to store it all. Everything is loaded in global variables for the settings. The only thing we need to add real quick, and then we're done with this video, is simply female, male. Here we go. So we need another trigger here for on enable. And we need those same conditions once more. Then let's save those overrides. And let's do the same for male. And yeah, we're done. So we have skin tone, we have the whole thing. So just to make sure, I'll pick the darkest skin tone this time around, because I know lighting might be different per scene as well, so it might look slightly different. So I just want to make sure it works correctly. We know the beard, etc., works for the male, so this time around we'll pick the female. And this is the one final test. I know I've said that a couple of times. Perfect. Oh, we have a save game now. That is actually quite annoying. I didn't think of that at all. So, and we didn't actually set up what continue does. Yeah, we have a save game now. So that actually creates a complication, which we can definitely fix straight away as well. So let's head over to our canvas. Play, so what is it? Play pop-up. Let's make that 1. And we'll take a slightly different approach. So the continue button, so wait, the continue button is simply going to be above. Yeah, this is going to be above. Then select is going to be slightly higher as well. And then the conditions need to change a tiny bit. So what happens when we press that button? So we have the conditions. So if there's no save game, then new game is still going to be visible. So new game is still going to be visible. It's just going to change the continue stuff. So perfect, actually, that we have the save game and we can actually test this out now. Because yeah, I would have completely forgotten about that otherwise. So perfect. So play pop-up. Let's turn that off, because you always need the option for a new game anyway. Play new game. Mute audio because I forgot. Female this time around. Continue. We'll pick this skin color, this hair. Continue. Yes. And there we go. Perfect. So took a couple of tries, but we're definitely there. And yeah, actually quite happy about this. Good customization, good saving options for those for what we selected as well. So that's really cool, and you know, we're able to do pretty much everything. But we also have like nice you know, some nice main menu options which are pretty cool. So yeah, quite happy with this. Now just keep in mind that if, in case you're wondering about the settings, they only work in build, pretty much all of them except for volume. So resolution, the full screen modes, only like the quality works in game as well. But everything else only works in build mode. So try to build this and then you can try it out and you'll see for yourself. So yeah, pretty awesome. So that's it. Quite a long video. Apologies for that. In my head definitely was going to be a tiny bit smoother, but we also did more than I originally planned for, but I thought it was worth it to all do that in one video. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.